The experiment that we conducted was to test the rats' learning using cognitive mapping. One of the main objectives of this experiment is to come up with our own definition of what learning is. We used 3 mice and placed them in 3 different cages. We named them Artemis, Luke, and Percy. At first, we thought that all of them are boys, but later we found out that Artemis, which was formerly named Apollo, was a girl. Because of this incident, we have observed that gender is one factor that affects learning. During the first week of the simulation, we placed barriers on the maze to emphasize and give direction for the rats to familiarize the right path.
So we have 4 theories as we concluded the 21-day mouse simulation. Number 1, the gender difference theory. Number 2, the interaction theory. Number 3, the attitude influence theory. And the reassembled maze theory. The reassembled maze theory. Sometimes during the training period, Luke managed to escape his cage and went missing for about 2 days. Luckily, we found him in one of the bedrooms of the house where they were being kept. But while trying to catch him to put him back in his cage, we accidentally knocked down some of the walls of the maze, causing us to have reassembled a maze. After we had reassembled the maze, we observed a slight delay in the time each mouse had to go through the maze. According to research, mice made use of visual, auditory, and olfactory cues. Perhaps the mice already had scents associated with the different walls of the maze, and when it was reassembled, they got confused with the scents because we were not sure if each wall that was detached was returned to the exact area where it was originally placed. The interaction theory. We placed our 3 mice into 3 different cages to avoid possible fights or to avoid the possibility of the development of feelings of inferiority and superiority. Now, a German sociologist developed a theory proposing the stratification is based on 3 factors that have become known as the 3 P's of stratification. Property, refer to one's material possessions and their life chances. If someone has the control of the property, that person has the power over the others and can use the property to his or her own benefit. Prestige, and the power. Ability to do what it wants regardless of the will of others. Now, social stratification describes the way people are placed or stratified in a society. It is associated with the ability of individuals to live up to some set of ideals or principles regarded as important by the society or some group within it. The members of a social group interact mainly within their own group and to a lesser degree with those of higher or lower status, and a recognized system of social stratification. Attitude influence theory. Before the formal training period, we were given time to familiarize with our new pets. Since we have the mice in separate cages, we decided to have different members of the group bring the mice to their respective homes. The members we chose were those who lived nearby so that the mice would not have much travel fatigue if they were to be traveled out of the city on the day we bought them. Hanna looked after Luke, Paula looked after Artemis, and Vanessa looked after Percy. About 2 weeks after, when the formal training period had started, we noticed that the mice have similarities in behavior with the caregiver who looked after them. Gender differences. We have observed that our female mouse, Artemis, takes the least time to go through the maze. During the time when we still thought she was a male mouse, we guessed that perhaps she went through the maze the fastest because she was nervous about being out of her comfort zone, which is her cage. She had always seemed agitated when inside her cage, as indicated by our observations of her furiously running inside the treadmill wheel accessory of the cage. So although male brains are said to be smarter as it is larger by 8% compared to a female's brain, and that their brains are more capable of being logical and being better at coordination and spatial awareness due to having more connections inside the brain, running from the front to the back and to from each hemisphere, female brains tend to be more efficient because the connection inside the female's brain run to and from the left and right hemisphere. These highly networked neurons can perform complex tasks that use less energy and fewer brain cells, resulting to female more capable of being intuitive, have greater emotional intelligence, better memories for words and faces, having a bigger picture thinking compared to males, and keeping track of changing situations. All of these factors really affect the performance of our mice, but nevertheless, we were able to train them successfully. After the 21-day simulation, we have showed that learning really do exist. It proves that learning is part of everything that we do. Therefore, learning affects the behavior as well as the performance of each mice. The 21-day simulation shows that learning styles and the way it is applied to the subjects affects them. With this regard, we can say that learning exists in every living thing on earth, like the humans and animals. Even though they differ in the way of thinking, still, learning occupies in mind and has something to do with our behavior. They are always interrelated in everything that we do.